Patrick McKeown here, Buteykoclinic International, and I would like to talk about the shape of a face. I think it's really important, and this kind of follows on from another video that I've just done on a similar topic. So this is looking at the side profile. I'm not the best of a drawer, but hopefully I'll be able to communicate what I want to get across. So let's look. You have your forehead. We'll say, here's your nose. And, not particularly going well here. So let's flatten that. And, okay. So we'll say, not a great drawing, but a couple of features about this one. The nose is relatively straight. The maxilla is relatively forward. The mandible is relatively forward. The facial structure is going to be broad. Now let's do a comparison that when the mouth is open, because when the mouth is open, the face tends to just grow down. Everything hinges downwards and hinges back. It's not really good, because if the lower jaw is going back, if the maxilla is going back, well, breathing is going to be difficult. If we have a narrow airway, it will affect our ability to breathe during physical exercise and especially during sleep. Okay, so let's look. Here is somebody with their mouth open. And the nose does look a little bit bigger. Okay, a little bit too crooked there. And let's change that one. Okay, so you see a difference here. Exaggerated, as I said, not a great drawer. So look at this, crooked nose. The reason that the nose is crooked possibly is linked because the maxilla is set back. So it's pulled everything back. The maxilla is set back, so there's no room for the tongue. Tongue now is going to be falling into the airway. The maxilla is set back, which is the top jaw. The nose looks bigger because the top jaw hasn't developed the way it should have developed. Guess what? When the top jaw doesn't develop the way it should have, the lower jaw is even further back. And now we don't have a good airway that's the size of our thumb. And when I'm talking about the airway, I'm talking about the space at the back of the nose where it meets the throat, the mouth, at the back of the mouth where it meets the throat, and the throat itself. This is your breathing pipe. This is really important. You don't want to have the airway the size of a Bic biro. You want that as your airway. That's a good airway. You know, you're going to have reduced risk of this collapsing during sleep. Having a narrow airway at some spot in the airway is not good, because you could be sleeping and the next thing is the airway collapses and you stop breathing. Oxygen can't get in, carbon dioxide can't get out, and the brain will take you out of deep sleep, and then you wake up feeling tired. Well, if you wake up feeling tired, you're not going to be using your brain very well that day. And your mood might be a bit off too, yeah? Kids or adults, doesn't matter. Now, you will see examples like this. Go have a cup of coffee. Go to the supermarket. Go to the bank. Look at the shapes of faces. You're walking down the street. What do you see? Do you see wide facial structure, forward growth, good-looking face, high cheekbones, attractive face, or do you see jaws that are set back? Well, could that have been avoided? I'm not going to say that nose breathing is the cure and will guarantee everything grows perfect. But what I am saying is, if you have your mouth open, it's not going to grow perfect. I can talk about that personally. I have a high palate. I have a deviated septum, because when you have a high palate, that's high. There's no room for the nose, and as a result, the septum now is bent. One nostril smaller than the other. Always struggled with breathing because of the anatomy. So kids, teenagers, adults, never too late. Get that mouth closed. You don't want to be looking like this if you can help it. Let's start looking like that. That's for today.